Hello, friends. This week, my dog injured her leg, and so I have been told by the vet that she is to be on kennel rest, which means not that she's actually in a kennel, but that she is to be resting at home and only allowed outside on leash at my side, walking as slowly as possible until she does what she needs to do, and then we come back inside. And what our vet explained to me is that this walking slowly was meant to require that she put weight on her injured leg so that it would begin to create scar tissue that will help in the healing, and that she will continue to build and strengthen the muscles around that joint injury. So she and I walk around the yard slowly, one step at a time, making sure she's bearing weight on that injured leg, gently but surely. It's very different. If you've seen any of these ministers' messages with her running around in the background, she's a Labradoodle. She is born to run and bounce, and yet we walk slowly, methodically, putting weight on that injured leg. This all called to mind a quote that I have, or it's actually an African saying that has been shared over and over again by the Nigerian-born poet and philosopher Bayo Akomolafe. And Akomolafe shares this saying, "The times are urgent. Let us slow down." The times are urgent. Let us slow down. What does that mean? Urgency is almost necessarily responded to by this sense of movement, of speed, of rapid fire action. He explains in this way. He says, slowing down is about lingering in the places we're not used to, seeking out new questions, becoming accountable to more than what rests on the surface, seeking roots. Slowing down, he says, is taking care of ghosts, hugging monsters, sharing silence, embracing the weird. He adds that the call to slow down reminds us that we do not simply act upon the world as if the world were external to our actions, or as if we were external to it. He says we are the world in its ongoing actioning. What does this mean? It calls to mind something that came up in a program that we had last night in Wellspring Wednesday, focused on environmental justice. And one of our young members, at the wise age of 17, pointed out that environmental action sometimes looks like an external task. Whereas he pointed out that when we engage in environmental justice, which is connecting the work of environmentalism with racial justice, we are acknowledging that the work must include an internal aspect, the work of transforming ourselves in heart and mind and body. That, my friends, is slow work and necessary work. In this month's focus on compassion, I invite you to consider what practices help you to slow down, because compassion does not happen in a hurry. In fact, hurrying, in my experience, can have the effect of creating calluses on my heart. When I am moving too fast, my heart does not open itself to my own feelings or to those of others. it actually shuts down my connections to others and to my ability to feel others' pain, as compassion calls me to do. So I challenge myself to slow down as a way of feeling, as a way of bearing weight even when it hurts, as a way of building muscles around what has been injured, not just in my own heart and lifetime, but over centuries of systemic racism and the pain it inflicts. Years ago, when I was struggling with these practices of slowing down, I took a little Post-it note and I made a yellow yield sign that I posted right next to my computer on my desk. And it just said, as a yield sign does, slow. It was my own reminder not to hurry, either through the day or through my work. To slow down enough to ask, what is my body feeling in this moment? What are my emotions telling me? And how can I be guided by that in a way that helps me to participate in the healing of my own life and of the world I live in? Today, I ask you to consider what practices help you to slow down. And I invite you to join me and my dog Sophie in walking slowly, in moving slowly enough through this day and the days to come that you might, along with Sophie and me, learn to bear weight even when and where it hurts, developing new muscles to support that injury, developing new scar tissue, even as we learn to be present to what is happening here and now in the many injuries of our time and of the history that precedes this time, not only in the world, but in our own hearts and lives, as we keep ourselves open to the pain of our times. I hope you find a practice that will help you slow down today, because, as the saying goes, the times are urgent. Let us slow down. Take good care, friends. Be steady, be strong, be slow. Be well.